Instructions for taking the measurements. Taking the correct measurements of the customer's feet and legs represents 50% of our success in the making of handmade custom boots and shoes. In order to have perfect measurements, it is important to follow instructions in this manual. This is the only way we can ensure that the final product will be received in perfect condition by our customers. Preparation of the customer. The measurements of the leg can be taken on bare leg or over pants. It is recommended that the salesperson take their measurements on the bare leg. If measurements are taken over pants, be sure to indicate what type of pants, blue jeans, equestrian breeches, etc. The position of the leg should be such as that the knee is bent over 90-degree angle. Use a chair or measuring stand of the correct height so that the customer can sit with their leg in that angle. You may start measuring with either right or left side. The measurements of the first foot and leg will be compared to that of the second foot and leg. When you use the stitch tape measure, it is possible that there will be a difference in the measurements of the left and right feet and legs. If the difference is of one number or less, there is no need to retake measurements. However, if the difference is of 1.5 or more, measurements should be retaken. When you measure foot length in the wooden foot sizer Ritz stick and find any difference in length, it is obligatory to retake measurements. Drawings of the feet. Keeping in mind the aforementioned points, locate the customer's foot on the measurement form. Be sure that the customer does not move their foot while drawings are being done. Mark A and B. Using a big brand pen and holding it in vertical position, mark the length of the foot as indicated. Mark a line. Remember to hold the pen straight up and down, at the most pronounced part of the heel. In the same way, mark the longest toe of the foot. Mark C and D. Looking over the toes of the foot, and with the pen in vertical position, mark the widest point of the feet as shown. After marking points A, B, C, and D, trace around the rest of the foot, with the pen straight up and down. This will connect points A through D, and show us any deformities of the feet, to which we need to pay special attention: bunions, heel spurs, etc. Use the stitch tape measurements for all measurements. You should always use the special tape measure that we provide for you. This tape has 3 different measurements. The one you should use is marked stitch and has number marks on it 1 through 90. Never use the measurements marked 1 through 60 or 1 through 46. Remember, when taking measurements, the customer should be seated with their knee bent at a 90-degree angle. Take the measurements in the order that they are printed on the bottom of the measurement form. Toes. Passing the stitch tape under the foot and over points C and D, measure the widest part of the foot and note the measurement on the space marked toes. Instep. The measurement is taken in the middle of the foot. The tape should pass under the foot, at the point of the arc, and over the foot, at the point of the instep. A small bone with a blood vessel will mark the point of the instep. To find the point of the arc, pass the tape under the foot, slide the tape right to left, back and forth, and move it front to back to front. When you find the least amount of resistance on the tape, you have found the arc point. Note this measurement on the space marked instep. Entrance. This measurement is important because it determines how difficult the foot is to pull on. To make the measurement, pass the stitch tape around the heel, at the point where it actually touches the ground, and over the foot, at the point where the foot turns into leg. Note this measurement in the space marked entrance. Height of boots, hunter, and jumpers. This measurement should only be taken on the inside of the leg, never on the outside. With customer's leg at 90 degrees, find the back of the knee at the point where the leg bends. From this point, and using the stitch tape, measure 6 numbers, 1.5 inches up the leg to a new point. From the new point, measure straight down the floor. The resulting measurement will be the height of the boots for the following: jumpers, hunters, fox hunters. At the point that marks the top of the boot, we need to measure around the leg and enter both measurements in the form marked height 1. Example: if the height is 65 and the circumference is 49, you should enter 65 over 49. Heights 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for these boots should be taken in the following manner. From the point entered as height 1, subtract 10 numbers toward the floor to find height 2. Using the above example, you should subtract 10 from the height 1 through 65 and find height 2 at 55 and measure the circumference of the leg at that point. Example: if the height is 55 and the circumference is 52, you should enter 55 over 52 in the space marked height 2. Continue the same process, measuring down 10 numbers and around the leg for heights 3, 4, 5, and 6, or until you reach a height of between 21 and 29, which will be the last measurement of height and circumference. Ankle. Using the stitch tape, measure around the leg just above the ankle bone and note the measurement in the space marked ankle.